I'm 80 years old. Most people my age are looking for a quiet corner to fade away. My son offered me one, a beautiful guest room in his modern home. I said no. Today, I'm going to tell you why refusing that offer was the hardest but most important decision of my final years. You think you're being a good son by asking your father to move in. You think you're rescuing him from the silence. You're wrong. And for you, the men my age, you're tempted, aren't you? The stairs are getting steeper. The 401k doesn't feel like enough. The idea of a warm guest room and a hot meal sounds like a dream. But before you pack that last box, before you hand over your keys, I need you to listen. Because what I'm about to tell you is something your kids don't know, and your friends are too proud to admit. In the next few minutes, I'm going to show you why staying in this empty house is the only way to keep your soul intact. I'm going to reveal the 3 lies they tell you about golden years and how to find a freedom that no retirement home can ever offer. Stick around, not for me, but for the man you see in the mirror. Let's talk about why a king never leaves his castle, even when the roof is leaking. People look at this house and see real estate. They see market value, property taxes, and a yard that needs mowing. But I don't see any of that. I see the notch on the door frame where my son stood when he was 10. I remember the smell of sawdust and sweat when I built this porch in the summer of '84. My wife's scent. It's still here. Sometimes, in that brief moment between waking and sleep, I can still hear the clinking of plates in the kitchen and her humming that old Sinatra tune. If I move to my son's house, those ghosts don't come with me. They stay here. And in that clean, sterile guest room with its neutral colors and welcome grandpa pillows, I'll be the only ghost left. My daughter says, "Dad, you're lonely here." She's right, I am. But there's a difference between being lonely in a place that knows your name and being lonely in a place where you're just a problem to be managed. This house remembers who I was when the world still needed me, when I was the provider, the protector, the man who fixed the leaks and paid the bills. Out there, I'm just an old man waiting for the clock to run out. I'm staying because every scratch on this floor is a story I'm not ready to stop reading. This isn't just wood and nails. It's my skin. It's my bones. It's my goddamn dignity. Let's talk about the lie of care. Your kids, they see you struggling to open a jar or forgetting where you put your glasses, and they think you're failing. They want to fix you. But a man isn't a broken appliance. We don't need maintenance. We need purpose. The moment you move into their house, you trade your purpose for convenience. And convenience is a slow poison for a man's spirit. When you're in your own home, you have problems to solve. A leaky faucet, a lawn to mow, a tax bill to figure out. Those aren't burdens, gentlemen. Those are the things that keep your brain sharp and your blood moving. In their house, you have no problems. You have no responsibility. You have no say. You become a passenger in a car someone else is driving. And tell me, when did a man ever feel alive in the passenger seat? They think they're helping you live longer. Maybe they are, but they're making you stay alive while stripping away everything that makes life worth living. It's the ultimate trade-off, longevity for dignity. They think they're helping you live longer. Maybe they are, but they're making you stay alive while stripping away everything that makes life worth living. It's the ultimate trade-off, longevity for dignity. I'd rather struggle to breathe in a place where I'm the king than breathe perfectly in a place where I'm just an honored guest. Because a guest is just someone who hasn't left yet. I'm not a monster. I know why my son keeps asking. I see the worry in his eyes when he checks the locks on my front door. He wants me safe. He wants me warm. They want to give me the golden years. No more shoveling snow. No more lonely dinners in front of the TV. No more worrying about a fall in the shower with no one to hear me. It's a beautiful offer. It's an offer made of pure love. And son, I agree with you. You're right. It is safer there. It is easier. I'd get to see my grandkids every day, and I wouldn't have to fight with the thermostat anymore. Logically, moving in is the smart thing to do. But smart isn't always right for a man's soul. You see safety. I see the end of my story. You see comfort. I see the surrender of my identity. I love you for wanting to save me, but the best thing you can do for me is to let me be the man you once looked up to, a man who stands on his own 2 feet in his own house until the very last breath. Freedom has a price. Sometimes that price is a bit of cold and a lot of silence, and I am more than willing to pay it. And there's one more thing, son, something you're too busy being a good son to notice. You have your own world now. You have a wife who needs her husband, and children who need their father's full attention. If I move in, I'm not just a roommate. I'm a shadow. I'm an extra weight on your marriage, an extra person to worry about during dinner. You'll be looking over your shoulder at me instead of looking into your wife's eyes. Your house is for building your legacy, not for preserving mine. Your energy belongs to that woman you married and those kids you brought into this world. Don't let your guilt for me rob them of the man they deserve. Go home. Be a king in your own castle. Let me be the king in mine. We'll meet for Sunday dinner. We'll laugh. And then we'll both go back to where we belong. That's not abandonment, son. That's respect. If you're going to stay, you don't stay to rot. You stay to command. Maintaining your independence is a full-time job, and you need a strategy to keep your kids' anxiety at bay. First, automate your logistics. Their biggest weapon is worry. Don't give them a reason. Set up your bills on autopay. Get the groceries delivered. Don't let a pile of unopened mail or an empty fridge become the evidence they use to prove you can't handle it anymore. Second, upgrade your fortress. Spend the money you were saving for their inheritance on making this house safe. Grab bars, better lighting, a medical alert system. It's not admitting you're old. It's removing the red flags that make your children lose sleep. Third, keep your tribe, but stay out of the nest. Call them, visit them. Be the fun grandpa who shows up for dinner and leaves on his own terms. Show them you are functional and social. If they see you're living a full life, their worry loses its power to control you. And finally, find a new mission. A man without a project is a man waiting for a funeral. Fix that old car. Write your memoirs. If you have a reason to get out of bed tomorrow, you have a reason to stay in your castle. So here I am in this big, quiet house. Maybe it's a bit too cold in the winter. Maybe the kitchen is too large for one man and a toaster. But when I turn that key in the lock at night, I'm not locking myself in. I'm locking the world out. I am preserving the last territory that belongs entirely to me. To my brothers out there, don't surrender your kingdom for a comfortable cage. To the children, love your parents, but respect their right to be free. Let them be the captains of their own ship. even if it's taking on water. Loneliness is a price, but dignity is the reward. I've lived my life on my own terms, and I intend to finish it the same way. I'm 80 years old, and for the first time in my life, I finally know what it means to be truly home.